Hey everyone, it's Cathy. Welcome back. I'm doing another cooking video. I just had another request from a subscriber who said it's really been helping him. So I was going to cook this last week for Cinco de Mayo, but it didn't work out for me. So what I'm doing is I'm cooking I actually do it all the time, or at least once every month. But I'm cooking a Mexican dish, and I'm going to show you all the ingredients. And then I make cream corn, Jiffy cornbread mix to go with it. And this is a really delicious meal. So I'm going to show you the ingredients and just talk as I go, okay? So I start out with I get this Simply Nature organic ground beef from Aldi. It's like $6 or $7 for a package, but it's already pre-sealed. Main thing is you want to get grass-fed, because if it's not grass-fed, they're eating like GMO feed and stuff like that, and then you're ingesting that. So this one is 85%, like 15% fat. I try to get the 93.7, but sometimes it's not always available. So try to always start with grass-fed meat or organic, because if you would rather have them out eating in the field or eating in the grass instead of GMO food. So I'm gonna throw this away as we go. I'm actually browning this right now, this hamburger meat. But I also put some of my own spices in it. Put a little bit of steak seasoning. Basically that is coarse ground pepper and chunks of garlic. I'm gonna put it up as I go. Also smoked paprika. I put a little bit of that. These are like my seasonings that I've been using for years. I have some minced onion, like little onion pieces. Of course, garlic powder. I grew up on garlic powder or garlic salt, but I do powder because sometimes you can over salt things. And then onion powder. And then my last ingredient for this is just a little dash of curry powder, because it adds some richness to it, and I just love this on all my meats, everything. It tastes so good when it caramelizes. So to this, right now this is still browning, so I'm not quite ready to add all of my ingredients, but let me show you what else I'm making. Jiffy cornbread. It really, really tastes good if you use honey, Jiffy cornbread mix, but if not, this will work. And I've already got the oven to 400 degrees heating up. Pack of mix, 1 egg, and the 1/3 cup of milk. And this is like a silicone square baker. I got at Aldi for like $1.99. It was on clearance. But I use it as a mixing bowl too. So we're just gonna mix this up. And it moves around so I can get it out of the corners. Oops. Just want to get that going. Turn this over while I brown it. Usually I drain some of this, but I just usually use paper towels because I want to keep some of the fat just for flavor. And this is grass-fed, so it's a lot healthier. And again, you can add any seasonings you want. You can add, if you'd rather use turkey meat, or if you'd rather use chicken meat, it's up to you. I prefer beef with this. So let's let that brown some more. Sometimes you might just need a little more milk. So that seems like it needs a splash. Might have gotten too dry. There we go. And I use whole milk. I remember there was a time all I would use was 2% or 1%. And I finally realized, wow, that's just like milk with water in it. So let me just mix this cornbread mix up. And see, I got some powder there in the corner, so I just push it out. I really like making stuff in this. I make cakes in it. Sometimes I eat cereal out of it if I want a big bowl of cereal. So let's get that powder. I love Jiffy cornbread mix. I grew up on it. You can make cakes with it. You can make cornbread. There's just all kinds of things you can make with it. Used to be like 2 or 3 boxes for $1, and now it's like 75 cents to $1 a box, so I try to catch them when they're on BOGO. Alright, so let's just stop that for a minute. And I need to get one of those little, I've seen them on Amazon, but you can chop up hamburger or any type of meat with it. It's kind of shaped like a star. It's black. I saw one of those. I want to get one of those. This is my little $1.99 spatula. And it's easier because this is like cookware that's already coated, so you don't want to be scratching it up. One of my pots, the bottom scratched off. So what I'm going to do, take this paper towel I got, and then I'm going to hold it with my dish towel. Hopefully I won't get it on the fire. So you just tilt it. I don't know if you can see it. But what I'm doing is I'm just draining the juice from the fat from the hamburger meat. And so you can see, but I'm gonna leave some of it in there. Then shake it back down. I'm gonna add a can of pinto beans. These are organic, but you can get any kind. You know, I try to get organic when it's closer to the price of regular, especially when it's on sale. Just because they have different rules when they're growing food, they have to go by. But if you can't get organic, just get regular and pray over it. And what I do is I just take a little bit of water and I slosh it around to get some of that juice out, because that's a good thickener too. Can of black beans. So we have pinto beans, black beans. And these are very filling. This is a very filling meal. And you can get 3 or 4 meals out of it, depending on how much you like to eat. So again, I'm just taking bottled water, pouring it in there, sloshing it around. And this adds a little bit, it almost kind of turns it into not a soup, but a stew. And a can, I get this at Aldi, but you can get it anywhere. It's chili with beans. So this is also part of the food, and it's a good thickener. If you don't have chili with beans, you could just put another can of pinto beans, or you can get some refried beans and put it in there. It's very thick, has a lot of juice. I hope y'all can see this okay. I try to position the camera as close to it as possible. But again, I try to save money, so I look for the sales, I look at the flyers. But you can always use whatever flavors you want. You can get whatever taste you like. If you want, just you can get, you know, Hormel chili or refried beans. If you're vegan or vegetarian, you just eliminate the meat. And I'm not a vegan or vegetarian, but occasionally I do cleansing, like, you know, I eat more vegetables. I don't eat tofu because it's soy based, and soy is not good for women, sometimes because of the estrogen. But they now have a tofu out, and it's made with fava beans, so I could eat that one. And the package of taco seasoning. Now you can get the 25% if you want less salt. I only salt my food when I eat it. I don't salt it whenever I'm cooking. Sometimes I do, but if you put too much salt on meat and stuff, it could dry it out. And this taco seasoning was on BOGO last week at Publix. Now, if you have a bigger family, this is just me, you can double the recipe. So I'm just going to stir all this. I just uploaded a word, it's on its way. YouTube is checking it right now. But always use kind of like silicone. It's easier on your pots and pans. Now I do have some metal, and I've had these for a long time. Thank God for them, and I use them when I need them. Alright, so here, let me get this other paper towel. I'm just going to wipe this up where the juice spilled out of the can. Try to clean as you go. I always learn that. And now would be, I'll just add a dash of salt, my Aldi salt. I do like sea salt and Celtic salt. I haven't tried Celtic, but I do like sea salt. Just a little bit. And usually with this dish, I like to eat it also with sour cream, kind of like a taco salad, sour cream and corn chips or any type of, you know, white corn or yellow corn chips. You don't have to. So because I have this cornbread mix and I'm gonna put a can of cream corn in here, I try to be careful not have too many carbs, because you know that leads to inflammation. It's good eating, don't get me wrong, but and I'm not going to use green onions. A lot of people like green onions, but I'm not crazy about them. So my green is going to be this can of peas I bought on BOGO like 2 years ago. And I saw where it expires the end of this year, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. I love Lister peas, but I love green peas, period. Just a little juice. And this is good thickener, good flavoring. It's healthier. So this is the first time I've ever put a can of green peas in it, but I adore green peas. So you want to always try to have something green with your meal, whether it's a salad, whether it's a bean, a pea. It's just good for digestion. All right, so while that is slowly simmering, this is a baking pan I bought years ago at somebody's Pamper Chef party. It's square, but it's a brownie pan. But I use it, so I've got this can of cream corn from Aldi, and you just pour it inside the Jiffy cornbread. It's just something I came up with one night. I said, you know, that Jiffy cornbread, that's corn and it's sweet, so technically there's 2 carbs here. So I'm going to try to take it easy on that. But this meal is so good. Like I said, you can get more than 1 meal out of it. You can use the cornbread just as a snack, like during the day, because it's so thick. All right, I'm not going to put any water in that because there's already liquid. There's no water in this. So you take the Jiffy, you just mix in the sweet corn. One day I'm going to make y'all like a cake with this, using like a pie filling. It's really good. And before I went on camera, I do a lot of the work before I start. I always pour, whether it's cake mix or cornbread mix, I still chop it up and I finally, you know, like turn it to dust with this, just so there's no lumps in it. Okay. It's messy. All right, so I'm gonna take my brownie pan, and I've got olive oil spray on it. And I put olive oil spray. They tell you not to do it, but I still don't want anything sticking. So what I'm gonna do, usually this makes, or as the box says, yields. It makes about 6 cornbread. I call it cornbread cake. My friend Pastor Flo, she makes cornbread and it's so sweet it tastes like cake. So I call it cornbread cake, and she makes it for me like for Christmas and stuff. It's just amazing. So this is how I do it, kind of close to it. Six, maybe 7, or 6.5. And you could always put some fried bacon in here. If you wanted to stick a piece of bacon in the top, that'll work good too. Let's see, I might get 8 or 7.5. Hold on. I don't like to waste anything. And then I'll clean this up on the sides. And more than I thought I did. I probably could have filled this one up. Let me just do that. I do that sometimes. I'll just take a scoop and a scoop, And see, I can eat this between meals and stuff and still it'll fill you up, or at least halfway. So I just take the ones that are over full, or just take a little bit from each. Look at there, we got 9, just like 9 months. Hallelujah. All right, praise God. Look at all this. Now, if I was having company, I would not use my fingers, but it's just me, so. But I am constantly washing my hands. All right, so I just want to wet this paper towel. This way, you can leave it on there, but if you do, it'll have a tendency to burn, and that smell can get in your food. So I try to clean it up a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right, see, this is starting to get messy, so I'm gonna stop that. So we're gonna put this in the oven. I have a little, like a little cart there, so I have to be really careful so I don't burn my arm. And you see how long I cooked that for. So that is for 15 to 20 minutes. So I just kind of eyeball it. I do watch my clock, but I eyeball it too, so. See, let me get that mess up right there. I try not to let stuff get crusty on my stove because sometimes it's hard to get off. Plus, when I ever do move out, they'll come inspect everything. So I've got my toaster backed up. So I don't know if you can see, but this is boiling and it's cooking. It looks absolutely fabulous. So we're just gonna cook this a little bit longer. The cornbread is 15 to 20 minutes. When I take it out, I'm gonna put a dollop of butter on top of each cornbread, maybe 2. But I use Land O'Lakes olive oil and sea salt. I absolutely love this. And don't get canola oil or any of the seed oils like sunflower, safflower, all of that, because of the way it's processed. It's the same way they process, what do you call that stuff? Not Miracle Grow, Roundup. So try to stick with olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil. Those are the healthy ones. So what I'm going to do is turn this up just a little bit so the juices can cook together. Now usually what I do, I get a bowl of this and I either eat it with sour cream, or you can use Fritos, tortilla chips, scoops, whatever you like, or you can eat it just like itself. But I'm going to put some cheese on it to thicken it. I do have some tortillas, but this is just a little runny for a tortilla, but you could still try it if you wanted it. And this is, they were on sale, Mexican cheese. They were buy one, get one free. I love those BOGOs, so what I do is I just take some Sargento and I put it in here just to thicken it up and give it some more flavor, because it has Monterey Jack, Asadero, cheddar, and quesadilla cheeses. And I'm not sponsored by any of these people. This is just what I like. So, but if they did, that would be great. I like Sargento's cheeses, and I love their Havarti and their Gouda and their Munster. It's so good, like slice. So see, and you could put some mozzarella in there and make it nice and stringy. Smelling so good. We'll put a little more salt. You season in layers, not all at one time, just do layers. I've learned that from a lot of chefs. Because me, I just dump it all in the pot. So try to do things in layers so your flavors can come out. Alright, so I'm going to turn that down. And while the cornbread is cooking, oh, it's looking so pretty. I'll just talk to you for a minute and see how your day is going and encourage you. Like I said, I have a word that's uploading right now. It's called apples and gold, or apples of gold. And I also have another one I'm working on right now. So I just wanted to thank all of you and let you know that the Lord is moving on your behalf. I appreciate all your support, your prayers, all the cool emails and words I get from all of you. And just know that you're never alone. No matter what's going on, God is working all things together for your good. So I'm going to turn this video off here shortly because I've got to let the cornbread cook. So when I'm done with the cornbread, it is so delicious. It has sweet corn in it. Just use Jiffy cornbread mix. Go by the directions on the box. Once you pour it in your holder, I mix the cream corn in with the Jiffy mix. And then pour it in your muffin pans or your brownie pans. And when it comes out, I just take a spoon and I stick it in the middle of the cornbread with hot butter so it goes down in it. And then sometimes I re-butter it. And it is so delicious. And what you can do is you can put it in a bowl, any bowl, put it in your bowl, set the cornbread in the middle or two, and then just scoop. I was going to try to show you all what it looks like. Doesn't that look good? And then when I'm done, I just use this ladle to ladle it out and put it over put some cheese on top of if you really want to go big, put some cheese on top of the cornbread and put some of the chili mix. I just call this my Mexican dish. And the beans are filling, the legumes are good for you. Unless you're allergic, of course, always make sure don't eat anything if you're allergic. Let me see if I can show you the cornbread. I don't know if you can see it or not. But it's cooking. You see it? Isn't that pretty? You can eat it with sour cream. You can put more cheese on it. You can, like I said, eat it with Fritos, eat it by itself. Or if you want, try to wrap it in a tortilla. It's a little runny, but maybe a little bit. You could do that and take it to lunch the next day. So that is another Cooking with Cathy, and I will see you in the next video, in the next live stream. And always remember, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good, and the Lord is going to take care of you no matter what. He's with you. So, all right, I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.